They tried to charge me with, instigating a police chase, reckless endangerment to the public, a bunch of other things. When I went in to see the judge, they're like, how fast was he going? The guy's like 155 miles an hour. And she's like, this is Canada. What's that in kilometers? 250. Immediately jail.
Welcome back to another episode on... Oh my gosh, I forgot the name of this podcast.
On Monday?
It is Monday morning, guys. So apologies. But welcome back to another episode on Modified with Trick Factory Customs. If it's your first time watching, my name is Elvis.
Tim?
I'm Rob. Tim.
Tom.
No.
I don't know what this
Yo.
It's Monday
We're off
morning.
to a rocky
it's fine.
start.
I know. It's fine. And on this podcast, we talk about modified cars. On this episode, though, it's going to be a little bit different because we are talking about breaking the law. Oh.
Breaking the law.
Getting caught breaking the law and ridiculous laws in cars. So we as car enthusiasts get in trouble with the law. Not a lot. So it might be in the past and
We
all
do?
of that. Yeah, I know. I saw a meme. I saw a meme that said being a car enthusiast makes you a photographer, makes you a criminal, and makes you a mechanic. And I forgot the fourth thing, but it was just like being associated with cars, the amount of things that you can become, or be it good or bad. But I'm sure we all have some interesting stories. And then I also did some research going through different countries and looking at the most ridiculous car laws that I can find. So,
Really? Cool.
Yeah, so it should be interesting today. I'm pretty excited. So with that said, let us get started. How's it going? What's happening? The RSR Porsche is in the air. It is on the rotisserie right now.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes, the
Got
guys
that
are-
back from dry ice blasting, and the boys have it up in rotisserie. It's going to be final painted, and then it's leaving us.
Yeah.
It's leaving us, isn't it? Yeah.
Assembly, yeah.
Yeah, because it's getting all new suspension upgrades, everything to sort of RSR sort of spec, maybe a little bit modern. I don't know. Motor. The motor is a 3.6 fuel injected one, is it not? I thought it was.
I think it is.
I think so too. So that's out of our hands though. So we're just
Came to
making
us
it
as
look
a
pretty.
roller, so I don't know that much about the actual drivetrain portion of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one's coming to an end soon. So that's pretty cool.
That should be pretty cool to see once it's final painted. Guards
Yeah.
red.
It's
glorious.
beautiful. It's gonna be a beautiful car.
Yeah. And you've been doing G-Wagon stuff.
I've been working on the G-Wagon.
Wide
So we
body.
have I'm always kind of bouncing around everywhere. But like for the last week and a bit for sure, I've been making a set of one-off G-Wagon fender flare. They're like extended fender flares. Fortunately, we started with some, I think they're factory fiberglass
flare.
ones.
Okay.
And they're extended now. What is this, like 6 inches beyond stock base model? We're kind of toying around with the idea of whether or not we pull molds from these things and start making them available to the public. So if you're interested, hit us up.
That should be pretty cool. No, you're not one to make multiple.
See how it goes.
Because I was talking to Rob. I was like, wait, why don't we just make multiple? I mean, it is a whole thing, as we know, from doing the Evo flares to mass produce
Yeah,
them.
we're not in the easy place to find fiberglass.
Well, that is a big struggle that we have right now, and it's been an ongoing thing. Finding people that are like more suited. Like we do one-off stuff. We're essentially like a prototyping shop. We're looking for people that are more fiberglass fabrication specialists that pull molds, make the final part, do all that. Not only in fiberglass, but also in like, beautiful carbon fiber. We're looking for people that can do that. So if you're one of those people,
Hit us up at
Hit us up.
at trickfactory.com.
We've been struggling with it for a long time.
With that said, we are going to dive right into the topic. First of all, have you guys ever gotten into trouble with the law doing something dumb in your cars?
I'm a good boy. No, I've gotten pulled over.
Okay.
I've gotten pulled over on a couple of occasions.
So what was the speed limit, the accused speed limit, all of the things?
Man, I don't want to glamorize, make it seem like it's good.
No. But we're talking about it because obviously,
I was
you wouldn't
young
do
and
it.
dumb at one point too.
So what was the dumb thing you were doing? I don't know, 20, 30 years ago. I don't know. Like you were stopped doing.
Okay, so I got in a high-speed chase once.
Oh,
I did.
Shoot. Oh my god. That's a lot.
Yo, I
Wow.
lived, no accidents, nothing like that. Nothing bad happened in any way, but these things could happen. You never know. But anyways, I got in a high-speed chase on a motorcycle on the highway. I was actually riding from here in the Lower Mainland, BC, up to central BC, Prince George, where I grew up, to be best man at my best friend's wedding. And I didn't have a motorcycle license at the time. I just had a learner's license.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, what?
Oh my God,
No,
it's
it
getting
happened.
worse.
It
Okay,
happened.
okay.
So I've been riding for years by that point, right? We used to do it all the time. You would ride without a license all the time. It just was not a big deal. I had a learner's license. I rode. I knew how to ride, and I was kind of desperate. I needed to get there. It was a kind of a big deal event that I wanted to be a part of desperately, and so I rode. And I'm doing I'm riding a sport bike. I've been a sport bike rider for my entire life. I love them. And the only real issue I have with a sport bike is they kind of encourage you to speed, because they're just engineered so well that, doing 150 kilometers an hour, what does that equate to? That's
about 100 miles.
About 85,
less than 100 miles
85 miles an hour, I think,
90.
around there. And so that's like a comfortable clip on a sport bike, like a good one. And, it's no big deal. It's just kind of scenic. But that's that's a fairly excessive speed to be pulled over at. So I was in no position to stop, and I decided to drop a gear and hammer and just hammer down on it. And it within no time I had lost the police officer. I don't encourage this,
Sick.
but I lost a police officer behind me in the dust, and I made essentially a trip that should have taken about an hour long. I did it in about half an hour because I was maxed out. I think I was doing 260-ish kilometers an hour. I think that was about the fastest my bike would go, and the world was a blur. I don't encourage this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, anyways, I got to the next small town where I was, and there was a roadblock waiting for me.
No.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah, there was a roadblock waiting for me, and it was a single highway through the small town, so there's no way for me to go around it. So I was trying to do some Smokey and the Bandit stuff on the side of a big rig trailer.
Oh my
kind of tucking myself in beside the tandem tires of a big rig trailer.
You did that?
Yeah. Yeah,
Under the trailer.
No, I'm not
Beside.
talking under the trailer.
Oh, okay,
beside. Yo, this isn't Fast and the Furious, man. This is real life. So I went beside, and I saw them coming on my left, and I tucked in behind the trailer on the right. They went by, and then I went in front of the truck, and lo and behold, down the road a couple of kilometers yet, there was a roadblock waiting for me, and they saw me do this sneaky Smokey and the Bandit thing. And they gave me fines for that too. So anyways, I lost my license.
Oh shoot.
I didn't even really have a license. I lost it. They impounded my motorcycle. I had to call in a huge favor from my best friend's fiance's father, had to come and pick me up with a truck in this small town. Fortunately, it was about an hour and a half away from my destination. And very embarrassing because I'd never met this man before. And I'm this super hood rat, the best man at his wedding. He's probably why am I letting my daughter marry this man?
Oh my God.
This is his friend? His best friend? Yeah, so anyways, I don't endorse that, but we came out the other side unscathed. No damage done.
That blows my mind you didn't go to jail.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe in some states or some other countries in the world, that would probably be a reality. It wasn't at that time. I don't know. I think the laws nowadays. So we're going back like many years telling this story. Nowadays, you'd probably go to jail. You'd probably lose your vehicle forever. I don't really know how strict that stuff is
Send
now.
it to the crusher.
I don't think they go that far.
No.
I had to go to jail.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Well, Tim's got some really. I'm not sure if he's going to share some of them today. I have other stories too. Like, we'll actually, you know what? I'll let everybody tell some stories, and then I'll come back to some more. But that was, it was kind of fun, but.
Oh, I don't know if that was fun.
It was kind of fun, but it's like I don't recommend it, but it was cool.
Because at those speeds,
I survived.
if you get in an accident, you're just gonna be.
Oh, I would have been
mush.
vaporized. That's why. I don't endorse this kind of behavior. It's not a good thing. If anything had happened, and anything could have happened, I wouldn't be here today. So,
Dang, dude.
I got lucky.
Yeah, you got Jesus on your side.
Thank goodness. I'm gonna.
Jesus sent me to jail.
Thank
He was
goodness.
not on my side.
Elvis, pray for me, please. Cheers.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Tim, yeah.
Mine was similar, but much different outcome.
Okay, so
I
start
got,
to
like,
finish.
a book thrown at me.
So
Yeah.
what happened? Yeah.
Except for mine was through traffic. No, I've had a bunch.
You want to tell the story
I had a
that
driver's abstract with like driving on a sidewalk, double excessive, instigating a police chase, reckless endangerment to
he
the
sounds
public.
like a real
Oh
bad
my
man,
gosh.
doesn't he?
My driver's abstract at one point was 11 pages long.
Wait, so a driver's abstract, I'm guessing, is like a driving history?
Yeah. Of all your
11
infractions.
pages long.
Like they literally at one point my license was gone. They waited for me to get my license back so they could take it away again.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's insane. So you've gotten caught for doing it all the time, or like?
Well, mine got to the point where they didn't give me tickets anymore. They would just give me notices to appear in court and let a judge find me. So my last police chase, I got a year in prison. So I didn't have to serve it. You have to serve a third in Canada.
Yeah.
So I had to serve 3 months of house arrest.
Dang.
So this isn't the same time that you had to go and do weekends at the penitentiary?
Oh yeah, I got another year another time.
Once again, if you're young and
about that one.
impressionable,
Forgot about that one.
Wait, so for the first one that the one you got to do like 3 months of house arrest, like what happened? Just give us the.
I don't know what it was at that time. I was riding a sport bike as well, and I don't think I had insurance. So then he lit me up, and I just took off.
Oh my God.
And then went through like a small township at like 200 kilometers an hour. And I ended up getting jammed up in a cul-de-sac. So I got arrested, bike impounded. Yeah, they tried to charge me with instigating a police chase, reckless endangerment to the public, a bunch of other things.
so there is documented media proof
Oh, yeah.
of
Did you get chased by a
that
chopper?
event.
No, they
helicopter?
caught me in a cul-de-sac trying to come. I got away.
This is the time of print media.
Yeah, so I was
Oh.
trying to get away from, like, I was jammed up in this cul-de-sac and I was trying to leave, and then they blocked it, and he got out with the shotgun, and then I got taken down, and they had me arrested on the back of the police car, and the local newspaper took a picture of me.
Oh shoot,
So
you're famous.
I was on the front page of the newspaper. So
At some there,
It's
we
very
have
cool.
the news clip somewhere around here.
and it just says chased down and has a
No.
picture of me all arrested.
Oh, I'll need to get a picture of that. That's crazy.
So I got released the same day.
Oh,
So the next morning, when I showed up to work, my boss is like, "What are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be in jail?"
he saw the newspaper.
They saw the newspaper
Oh
clipping
my
and assumed I wasn't going to show up to work, but I did.
Wow, that's insane. Yeah.
Then what happened the other time? Yeah, I got a year in jail again, And then I had to serve weekends. So every weekend I had to go check into jail for 3 months.
That's great. So like, what would you do there? Just clean stuff or
In prison?
In prison, you get
Oh, actual. Okay.
yeah.
I wasn't sure if you like just like did.
I'm sure everybody
Odd
here has
jobs
heard
in
or seen some sort of prison stories.
Yeah.
No, actually, Canada's not like the American
No,
prisons here.
is it that different?
Oh, it's pretty.
It's pretty different.
I assume because it was not, it
Allegedly.
didn't even feel like jail.
Really?
Yeah, like we'd sign in because I had a job. So I'd sign in at like probably 11 o'clock at night on Friday because the judge allowed me because I worked afternoon shift. I'd get there, go to sleep. You get up 7 in the morning, you go for breakfast, and it's like buffet style breakfast.
What the actual heck?
Sounds like a day camp almost.
Yeah, so you come back, you clean up your room, you clean up your space, then you can go play basketball, floor hockey, hang out, because it's kind of almost like a rec
Don't you
center.
guys call those retreats?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you just can't leave.
What? That was
You're
not
just-
jail.
Yeah, but you're playing floor hockey with a bunch of criminals. Like like I was there for something fairly minor, but there was legitimate criminals there. And then you hang out, and then like you watch a movie Saturday night,
What the heck?
and then you get up early Sunday morning, clean up your space, and then you go for brunch. It's at like 11, and then you get released.
How is that a
So you get
what?
Yeah, it's stupid.
Oh,
And that's
my
ridiculous. I don't
gosh.
even have brunch now.
I kind of want to go.
And I'm not
now,
even in
just for
prison.
fun.
It was crazy. Like it was ridiculous. It was literally like taking the weekend off.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
pretty amazing. I mean, wow, that's
Other than the fact that I was in jail, and people were like, "Hey, where's Tim at?"
Oh,
Away for the weekend.
were you like scared?
No,
No,
but there
you were
was
not.
some
Okay.
dirt bags in there.
okay.
Like that level of jail is for like dumb shit.
Oh, okay, just little like petty
Like
crimes.
people's-
Yeah, it's
Stealing
probably
stuff.
not like the
Like,
hardcore penitentiary
Multiple
stuff.
DUIs, like just not
Yeah.
great.
Just dumbasses.
Dumbass. Mostly dumbasses.
Oh my gosh.
How about you, Elvis?
Well, I have not made it into jail yet, but
But
it was okay. So I was in my 370Z. I bought it maybe a few months before this happened, but it was like sick. But unfortunately, which is I have there's a health condition that I have. And this was not just my excuse, I promise. This was actually a thing.
oh, I can't wait to hear this.
But
It's all coming out in the final report.
I know. But we lived in a small town back when I was in college, and so between town to town, one of those towns there was not much to do in one town until you have to go to the next town to do stuff, pretty much. And so a friend of mine lived in the town where like was a fun town, all of that. So I went to his place. On my way back, there's no signal. It's like dead, no signal. And so I have this issue with my gut starting to do things.
Oh.
And it was like a known thing because I'd been to the ER a few like before that because of this issue. And so the pain started to hurt. I was like, I can't call, don't have emergency service access, any of that stuff. Until I was like, I'm just gonna send it. So my 370Z, I was like, let's see what this thing can do. Floored it. I was doing, at the time he stopped, I think at one point I got to 145 miles an hour.
Wow.
But then I was like, okay, maybe I need to cool it down a little bit. But I was in like a lot of pain. And so I slowed down to like 103, 105 miles per hour. And then I saw this cop, literally. I zoomed, I saw him and I was like, oh shoot. But at this point I didn't care. I still kept on sending it. His light came on. You could literally see he did like a whole 360, like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, there was smoke everywhere. Like in the mirror, I was seeing like, oh shoot, his tire. Like he
Yeah.
actually did the whole cop thing.
It's on.
Yeah, lit up the lights, sent it after me. And I did contemplate like just continuing to send it until I got to the hospital. But I was like, yeah. So my status as I was an international student from Nigeria in the United States at this point.
Oh, yeah.
And so, so if I had continued on that trajectory, I would be deported when
Yeah.
I was caught, regardless
Yo.
of what I know. And so I was like, oh God, all these things started going through my brain. I was like, okay, I should probably just chill it. And so I slowed down to a stop and pulled to the side of the road. And this guy just stopped his car, walked up to me and pretty much started screaming at me. I
Yeah.
was like, bro, like I am in a lot of pain. I need to go to the hospital. There's no emergency service. trying to reason with him,
Plead your
but
case.
he was not having it. He probably thought like, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, this guy's
He's
lying to
heard
me.
everything.
Yeah.
As if.
Yeah. And this was in the middle of Kentucky.
Young man.
So, yeah. And so he was like, this guy's lying, blah, blah, blah. And then he took me out of the car. I was like, oh no, I'm going to jail
I've
today.
seen movies about this.
Like, this is everything my mom told me was going to happen
Yeah.
to a young black guy in Kentucky. So,
You can make up your own imagination of what that
I
would
was
be.
like, oh no. And so he pulled me out of the car, and then I told him what was happening, didn't still believe me, put me in the back of the car. I was pretty much there. I was literally at this point, like I couldn't hold it anymore. And I was like in tears. I was like, he thought I was still faking it. I'm like, how am I faking this? I told him, I was like, dude, call 911 or take me to the hospital. I don't even care.
Yeah.
He did not
Take me.
I know. He
This
didn't
is
care.
real.
I know. He didn't care. He was like, nope. And he entered all his information, took the blah, blah, blah card. And in Kentucky, if you're going 25 miles per hour over, it's automatic, like jail, all of the things.
wow.
Was like, I could send you to jail, blah, 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 blah. But he was like, nope. And he didn't even give me a fine at that point. It was like, appear
Really?
to court on this date, blah, blah, blah. Appear to court, like the judge is going to decide. I was like, crap, I am completely going to go to jail, or I'm going to be all these things. And so I ended up booking it. Like once he let me go, I was in his back of his car for like 30 minutes probably. Let me go. I tried to floor it. I couldn't go out anymore. I had to park at the side of the road. Luckily, there was an emergency service. Like I finally got 1 bar of cell service, called 911. Then the ambulance
wow.
came to come get me at the side of the road. It was pretty bad.
Dude.
Yeah. And then, they took me to the ER and everything. And so, but I still had this court case that I had to go to.
Yeah.
And so I was in the hospital for maybe 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
It was a whole thing. And then my friend had to actually go pick up my car because I couldn't drive it, obviously. So went to the court, went to the court, talked to the judge. And I know, actually, before I talked to the judge, I think I talked to him in his office and all of that stuff. And so showed him all my documents. And I'm like, yo, this is all my paperwork. And he let me go, sort of. So he removed the thing on the record. I didn't have to go to jail, but I did have to go to traffic school and pay like a $500 fee or something. So that is the case of my almost going to jail. It was pretty bad. It was, yeah. So, and the speed limit was a 55. So 55. So I was going double the speed limit pretty much.
Yeah.
So miles per hour. So that was, I don't know what that is in kilometers, but is, yeah.
Fast AF.
Yeah. So, so thank goodness I didn't die. I didn't go to prison or jail.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my
Well, you're
story.
here today. So cheers to that. That cop.
I gotta pause for 1 second.
Yeah.
Gotta use the bathroom.
You're good.
Before we move on to the next topic.
I've had to drive feeling like off before.
Yeah.
And it is not easy because you can't concentrate.
You can't concentrate. No.
Like it's not like you're like, dude, I can't go faster because I need like higher levels of concentration to do it. But like it's just not a thing. I can't.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. They heard every fucking story in the book, right?
So I kind of
there's like,
understood
yeah,
from that point.
whatever.
Yeah. So I'm
Like, dude.
Yeah.
Like if you're doing 100+ miles an hour in a 55 zone, that's kind of a big deal. I mean, that's fucking clipping.
Yeah.
Like you could consider yourself probably pretty lucky that he probably could have thrown
the whole book
everything at
me.
you.
Yeah.
And like the same with the judge. And I'm like, you know what? We can make an example out of you.
True.
The situation being what it was and like the seriousness, actually going to the hospital, having the proof of all that, like it was a real thing, a real emergency.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that saved you.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Because they could have I would have made an example out of you.
Oh yeah. Just
I'd have been like, no,
the opposite
tell
treatment.
all your friends.
you got the opposite treatment?
Oh yeah, when I went before the judge, I had to do the math right now so that I got it correct. when I went in to see the judge in my police chase, they're like, "How fast was he going?" The guy's like 155 miles an hour. And she's like, "This is Canada. What's that in kilometers?" And he's like, does the little math thing like I just did, and he's like 250. Immediately jail. I got taken out
Do
of
not
jail.
pass go,
and
straight
I
to
had
jail.
I had to go to jail.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, right from court. They arrested me right there. And that's when I had to do
There
house
was no
arrest.
even like you couldn't defend yourself at that point of why you were going that
No,
fast.
I was there with a lawyer, and they're just like, Psh, "You're done." Because
The
at that
lawyer
point,
just gave up on you.
well, my driver's abstract was insane. And then the worst thing is I had to go to jail, like real jail, because the house arrest guy. This was on a Friday. Was sick.
Oh shoot!
So he's like, I had to go to jail till Monday, like real jail. Like I got the worst part of real jail. Like I got the whole processing part. Like the bend
like
over.
You got like
Strip down
bend-
naked,
Oh my gosh.
stand there, throw a bucket of cold water, and
Yeah.
delouse
like
you with.
you legit got booked.
like bend over and cough, like the whole thing. Wearing somebody else's gaunch, like they give you some wore out underwear. Like I had to stay there just long enough to do the worst part of it.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, and then I slept in the first morning. Someone stole my breakfast. the guy, yeah, it was wild, man.
So was
That's
that the last
hilarious.
time that you went? You were like, after this, I'm done with this, or no?
Yeah, that was probably the last.
Yeah,
Probably not.
probably not. I know.
Now
Yeah.
I've gotten better.
Oh shoot, that's crazy. And so I'm sure this was like a long time ago too.
Yeah, it's quite a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't think I've had any tickets in a long time.
Yeah, yeah. Damn,
It just sort of stopped. But I think it was at that time that like we were targeted for everything because we had those like not awesome cars and then sport bikes. So they're just always watching for you. Now I drive a
Oh.
Mercedes. I'm speeding all the time, and I never get messed with.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like they're just like, nope, this guy can probably afford to defend himself, and away you go.
Yeah. Because it's like, so I feel like cops. You've mentioned this to me before, but if they see, for example, like you can't really defend yourself, like that's probably
And that's
their
when they get you.
glorious. Yeah.
Even my Porsche, like I was driving it. I think I told you guys about this. Like 6 a.m. I was heading to I was going to go to Cars and Coffee, and I was clipping because nobody was out. Pulls me over, and does the big walk around, and it's like I had tinted windows, and you've seen the car. There's
yeah, it's
nothing,
not that bad.
Yeah, but there's a lot of
Yeah,
Really?
but like your definition when you say that, that's defined differently than other people. might.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so
like
there's nothing.
there was
junk about
so
it,
many things
but
about the
there's-
car
there's
that are not
a
right.
lot of illegal things.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So he walked around the car and is like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. I'm sure I could find a whole bunch of things, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to ruin your Sunday. I don't want to ruin my Sunday. So he's like, I'm going to just give you a window tint thing, and it's just a fine.
wow.
He's like, because you're probably not going to take it off. He's like,
Yeah.
you're just going to take it off and then put it back on and then let me go. And I was like, but when I got pulled over, I was like, oh, man, here we go. And he was super nice. I was
Wow.
like, but there's times in my past where it's like they just threw the book at you, man, like
That's
for everything.
insane.
Like just remember the one guy, I'll never forget his name, because he used to be in this neighborhood, and his name was Constable Ewanishin. Mm-hmm. So me and Rob got pulled.
So
over
they
about-
called him. They called him
He called himself the 6-pack kid
the six-pack kid.
Gosh,
because he
no.
would charge you with 6 things, and then
That's a thing.
because I think he got you first, and then he got me. Like I can't remember. Not long later, and then I had to go to court.
Oh.
So I had a bunch of infractions. I had a truck that broke down. We're trying to push it off the road, and he literally threw the book at me, like obstructing traffic, all this crazy
You were trying
shit.
to push a truck out of the road.
yeah,
to
right.
broke
Oh yeah.
down.
So it's crazy. Then he puts me in the back of the cop car and started pulling people over, giving them tickets. So I was in the back cop car for like 3 hours.
Oh my god.
So then I get to court, and at that time I defended myself.
Oh,
I was like,
oh,
I'll
no.
see you in court, buddy.
That's not good, man.
No, I did. I won.
You won?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
did.
like, so this guy was
guy, though-
infamous, though, right?
Oh, okay.
So the six-pack kid, Constable.
So he
Ewanishin.
shows up to court.
Everybody here local knows this guy.
So I don't know if there's American listeners in Canada. We have Mounties.
What's that?
The Royal Canadian Mounted Police. They have like a very official
So they're traditional
uniform, and like they
uniform.
make fun of it, you know,
they wear
in
the hats and
videos.
stuff?
Yeah.
The big
Oh,
hat,
those guys.
Right. So they
The
have
red.
they're called their full dress
Yes.
the weird poofy pants,
Yeah.
you know.
reds with the flat hat.
It looks like they're supposed to be on like horses or something.
Yes.
That's where it came from.
Right.
Those are their full dress reds. This guy showed up to court in his full dress reds with his own Bible
Oh
to
my
swear on.
gosh.
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course.
So then I was like, oh, I'm going to defend myself. And the judge was like, that is
Not a good idea, man. Yeah.
And she was choked. And I was like, they were both just whatever. And then I just asked them a couple simple questions, and it's just, you could see both of them. They're just like, ugh. And then that was it, because how I got off of it was I was pushing the truck from the tailgate. Mm-hmm. So I was like, my only question was like, hey, at any time during this traffic stop, did you see me in control of the vehicle? Like, was I driving it? Did you see me driving the vehicle? Was I in control of the vehicle? And they're just like, ugh. No, he was pushing the vehicle. And I was like, well,
There you have it.
There you go.
Wow.
See you later.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
That's pretty cool.
Well done, son.
That's awesome.
That was the end of that. But yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And then I got off because the other part of it was, you're supposed to be putting, how do I explain it? They have to do it as fast as possible.
Yep.
So the fact that he was driving around giving
For
out
3
speeding tickets
hours?
for 3
Yeah.
hours with me in handcuffs, giving speeding tickets, was like, that's the other half of it.
Yeah, I think
he's
you were-
not allowed to do that.
Yeah, I think you're
They
talking
have to
about how the
process-
judge was pretty
Yeah.
choked at him for that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're supposed to process you as fast as
Yeah.
possible.
Oh,
like,
shoot,
get you
okay.
in process. They can't just be driving around with you in the back of a car.
Yeah, just stacking up fucking criminals.
Be like, oh, make some room, man.
Yeah.
This guy needs to sit here too.
You know,
So there's a whole
got a full
combination
load
of things,
today,
but
pal.
it's like I beat this guy.
That's
'cause he
pretty
was
cool.
infamous.
Yeah.
Wow, representing yourself. Like,
Yeah.
that is unheard of.
so everybody local here to the Lower Mainland knows or has had some sort of interaction with Constable Ewanish, and I don't know if he's still.
He's got to be long since.
He's got to be long
But
since
somebody
retired.
replaced him that's just as notorious.
Yeah.
And I think he just got some drama and has been retired too.
Oh
Gosh.
yeah.
Like, this guy used to park at the end of people's driveways and stuff.
Okay, that's a bit too excessive.
Yeah, he was psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the guy that was throwing the box ones or whatever that. Is that what you
everybody.
called that?
What's the box one?
Vehicle inspection.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
the big
VI.
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big boy one. Like you almost can't come back from it.
Dang. That's crazy.
But he would sit outside of inspection facilities and everything, make sure, like, he would inspect the car right after it came out of inspection. So not only was he trying to get the driver of the car, he's trying to get the inspection facility too.
Oh my gosh. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah. That's going above and beyond.
Yeah,
Literally.
he was pretty intense for a long time.
But then I think he finally, like, a big thing that happened to him is he pulled over a brand new Porsche out of the Porsche dealership and gave him a noise violation and a vehicle inspection.
for a stock car.
Totally stock. So that guy took it directly back to the dealership, had it tested, and then, being a brand new Porsche, he obviously has some dough. So him and the Porsche Club of Vancouver or whatever had this conglomerate of lawyers that
Nice.
put a huge case together and went after him.
Oh, that's
And
amazing.
they beat him.
Oh, that's so
So he
good.
kind of got spanked, and I think that.
yeah.
a little bit.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing. That makes me feel good.
But that's that
Yeah.
thing. But normally he's targeting like young kids.
yeah, they don't have the
Yeah.
money to
They don't
defend
have money to
themselves.
defend
So they
themselves,
automatically
and
just
he
pay
messed
the
up.
fine.
Because they just want to get
Wow.
their car back.
This particular officer, like he was responsible. He was pretty much responsible for almost completely eliminating the
car
aftermarket custom car scene here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty tough right now, even to take your car to like the big city, like Vancouver, where we live. Like, you almost can't. Like, I have never taken my Datsun ever to Vancouver, and I don't think I ever
Yeah,
will.
there isn't
No.
anybody in this city with a custom car that doesn't know this guy by name.
Wow. That's
That's how
crazy.
infamous he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I never want to have a run in with him because I'm not
I think he's
interested.
gone now.
Oh, okay. But I still heard.
'Cause I haven't heard too much about
Him
much
pulling
crazy.
Yeah,
people over.
in the last little while, I haven't heard too many stories of like major car scene, run-ins with the law kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been kind of a little bit quiet.
Yeah.
But
So-
to get back out there and cause some havoc.
yeah, like those are all pretty interesting stories.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's still one or two others that I have, but
Yeah.
we'll.
Yeah, if you guys want more, that might be
Yeah, we
that-
might make a part
the
B.
value added content. 'Cause
Yes.
I got a bunch more.
Oh god.
Yeah,
And Rob has a lot more, too.
I'm like chomping at the bit to tell more stories. So if you want to hear more, you're gonna have to hit us up.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot to make the announcement. We started a Patreon.
We did.
That should have been at the beginning of the video. So yes, we started a Patreon. It is like kind of like a membership, a monthly membership. We've been trying to start it for a while, but we're like, let's just go and send it because it costs a lot of money to make these videos and to make all the content that we do. And so we just want to offer the people that want to support us in that way some extra things, which is things like longer videos. In our YouTube videos and the podcast,
Yeah.
we do a lot of chopping. I do a lot of cutting.
Yeah, you
and
trim
cut
the
out a
fat, you
lot.
say.
Yes, trim the fat. And so sometimes, like on the last video, I trimmed like from, first of all, I started like maybe 2 hours worth of video, trimmed it to like 40 something minutes, and then trimmed it to like 20 something minutes. And so the 40 something minute one, which is longer, it includes a lot more information about explanations of why we're doing what we're doing and just longer videos of the process. And so that is one of the things that we're offering in our Patreon. So if you want to support us in that way, you can go support us. We're also going to be giving merch if they subscribe, like exclusive merch. We also have an option for people that just want to support our Euroho build, which is our Lamborghini Euro Chevy Tahoe body swap build, because a lot of people have been telling us to finish that thing.
Yeah, they're getting tired of waiting.
I know. And so it costs money.
We feel the same. We want it to be done too.
Yeah, if we could do less customer stuff and just mess around with YouTube stuff, that would be amazing.
That would be awesome. Check it out, patreon.com/Trick Factory. I think that it is that, or just go to patreon.com and just search for Trick Factory Customs and we're going to pop up. I think that's it. And then we're going to be doing Q&As as well.
Right.
So you guys send in your questions. I don't know if you have questions about your builds, your cars, send them
Doing
in.
that live, or we just
We can do live. Yeah. Why not? Send it.
Do you guys think we should do it live?
We'll see what happens. So comment below, check out our Patreon. We have one member. Yeah.
I think we're up $6, so we're heading in the right direction.
Yes, we've gotten some. Also, we set up super thanks as well. So if you like our videos on our main channel and the modified page, you can give a super thanks. It's a one-time like donation, like thank you. So I saw like 2 or 3 of those this weekend. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, so if you want to support us, the Patreon thing is really great. Super thanks is super cool too. We're all very grateful for any kind of support you all give us in any way as possible, even just a like or share, subscribe. I mean, that kind of stuff goes a long ways for us, and it makes us kind of want to keep doing this. It's fun. So we love doing these things, but like Elvis was saying, there's some resources being used up for us to be able to do this kind of stuff, and it's not easy.
Yeah.
But we like doing it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
support us any way you
All these
can.
crazy
We appreciate it.
expensive cars, we're working on them. We
Yeah.
don't own them.
That's what a lot of people don't realize.
Yeah.
And so with that said, we're going to dive into the next topic, which is, yes,
Part
the
two.
final thing. Yeah, part
Holy
2
smokes.
of this, which is some ridiculous car laws, in my opinion.
Ridiculous car laws.
Yeah.
Okay.
That some countries have. I was thinking at some point we can also do an episode based on the countries that it's the worst countries to be a car enthusiast in, but that's a future topic.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some research for that.
Yeah, I know. So I want to do more research for that. And so if you guys have any suggestions as to countries that we could talk about, there's 1 or 2 that I have. But if you have more, media@trickfactory.com, hit us up. But with that said, we're going to dive into some ridiculous car laws. So did you know that in China, if a pedestrian runs in the road in front of you while driving, it's illegal to come to a complete stop, as this impedes the flow of traffic.
Yeah.
So
But is it illegal to hit them?
I don't think so.
I think it's the pedestrian's fault.
I think it is.
I think
So that whole right-of-way thing is in reverse in China.
Yes,
'Cause
the
here-
cars have right away.
Yeah.
Here, I experience this like at least once a week, where a pedestrian will just walk out in front of you. Why? Because they have the right of way.
Yeah.
But do you want to get smoked by a car to prove it? Like, what do you win in that instant?
I
I
don't know.
don't think that's a winning
I
scenario.
don't think it's great.
Medical bills, man, or free medical care.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the gamble is too risky
It's
to
a
take.
weird way to prove your right of way.
Yeah.
man.
I feel
Yeah.
like in the States, some people do like the whole fake accident thing.
Yeah,
So
the
they can
insurance is
sue
a lot
you.
crazier there.
Oh
Here,
my
I don't,
gosh.
I don't think you can.
No, because here they just pay for your medical bills and that's it. I don't think they give you cash anymore, do they? They used to.
They used to. Now
Yeah.
it's like no fault insurance. So now you can't sue the insurance company.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I mean, our insurance company here is kind of
It's
it's
criminal.
sus.
it's pretty bad.
Yeah,
it's a monopoly, pretty
it's
much.
like a gang
So yeah,
criminal
wanna talk about that.
organization.
Yes. So China, yes, going back to China, the traffic fatalities are double when compared to us, but they only have 1/3 of the cars, for example, like in the US, of cars in the US, but their traffic or the fatalities are double what it is, which is insane to me. And so, yeah, what do you guys think about that law? Should they implement it in Canada?
Yeah, but you should be smart enough to not walk out into the street. I
Yeah,
doubt. I don't know. Obviously, people are still doing it if they got twice as many dead
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
yeah. You
Yeah,
got to
that's
wonder. Like I've been fortunate enough to actually visit China, and I've personally witnessed that whole thing there,
Oh,
and it
shoot.
is wild. It is
So how does it
wild.
work? Cars just don't stop?
Cars just don't stop. And like you as a pedestrian, you know, you're very vulnerable, right? So you're playing, you know, you remember that video game Frogger?
Yeah,
that's
you're
kind of
just
like
dodging.
you gotta like pick and choose your moment.
Yeah,
I mean
yeah,
that's a real thing there, right? So you see all the locals, like they're all just kind of chilling on the sidelines, and then as soon as the opportunity arises, because everybody's like paying attention, everybody goes at once.
Oh, gosh.
It's just like wow,
Yeah.
and, you know. It's a real thing. It's completely back asswards from here,
That's so crazy.
but you know, here is ridiculous too.
yeah, I haven't.
That the sort of like the thing that they do here, where everybody feels entitled to have right away. That doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense either.
Yeah, yeah.
But it is a weird thing. It makes sense though, because the traffic there flows beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is absolutely amazing. If you watch a roundabout.
Oh my
in
gosh!
China?
I've seen those videos.
It's like 4 or 5 lanes wide, and like people are just weaving in and out, and like
No one gets hit.
2-lane traffic. There's like 3 or 4 cars side by side in it. You just meep meep, and then you're like you just start turning and a little honk, and everyone just sort of like moves. It's a beautiful thing. It's like a little symphony.
Yeah, it's pretty
It
interesting.
is
compared to here.
absolutely
And then
insane.
they come here.
Because and
it's like
here
bumper
you're like,
cars,
yo,
it's like-
we got all the room in the world here, man. There's not very many cars here. Why? It's quite remarkable.
Yeah, it's
So-
pretty interesting. So another one. This one is kind of just interesting. Speaking of right of way too, in South Africa, animals have the right of way. So
Oh.
if you don't yield and you hit an animal, you get a $500 fine.
Oh wow,
It's the same here.
is it?
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
I
an
didn't know that.
equestrian park just down the road.
Really?
And horses have the right of way.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Under like any circumstance.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
But like that's a designated area. Like I wonder, like, do you know
Oh,
if
you
it's
can
the
take
same
a
on the
horse
highway?
if you want.
Oh
Take
yeah,
a
yeah.
horse
But
on the
like, what
highway?
if? I'm actually curious though. Like in that situation, like say you're traveling on the highway and you hit a wild animal, it's not the same, is it?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
Yeah.
You can take your horse and buggy on the highway.
That's
no problem.
insane. Oh my gosh. Like
Well,
Amish?
Yeah, it's same.
Oh shoot. Okay. I didn't know you could do that in like
well, you can
cities
just
and
ride your
stuff.
horse down the street. Like anytime you want. and
That's
you have the right of
amazing.
way.
But yeah, precious and hitting any precious animals like ostriches is even if it was an accident is an even worse fine.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It was
Why is
really
an ostrich precious?
huh?
Why is an ostrich precious?
I don't know. They're big birds. They're rare. I don't know. They're delicious, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't
people
know.
eat them. They can't be that precious.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was another weird one. And then in Switzerland, for some reason, you can't wash your car on Sundays. It's illegal. Like people report,
That is a really strange
Yeah,
law.
but we have water
I got-
restrictions
like-
here.
Yeah.
weird, man.
Saying that you're not supposed to wash your car, water your lawn.
I did not know that was a thing. Okay.
Well, they only issue it when it's like drought.
They actually issue
Yeah.
it? Like,
Here.
what?
Yeah. In the hot months of the
Yeah,
summer.
so if it gets super
it's
hot,
a real
it's
thing.
like you can only water your lawn on even days.
Oh.
Like, based on your address. So if
Yeah,
your
based on your
is
address, yeah.
even, then you can do it like Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
and I
if
think
you're
there's
odd,
like a time limit kind of thing as well.
yeah, it's like 2 hours.
Or like a certain time of day on
the
those
evening.
days as well too.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So on Sundays,
Yeah, and
in Switzerland,
I
it's
don't
illegal to wash your
understand.
car.
Yeah, it's
That's
weird.
car washing day though.
I know.
Yeah, I know. It's
I know.
What?
You're getting ready for a Monday. You want to
just
wash
makes
your
sense.
car. Yeah, it's crazy laws, weird.
Yeah.
And then in Italy, mods are not allowed at all. Like even changing the diameter of your wheels can get you into trouble. Like
Oh,
you're
wow.
not supposed to touch your
I think
car.
China's like that as well.
Well, China has like a lot of restriction. I know, like you have to apply for permits
To change anything.
to do anything. Like you
What?
can't
Like
even
modifications.
You can't
So,
change.
but I
you
think
can't
they've
put on
just
a tube
recently
bumper,
lifted it.
anything like that. Look, you have to get a permit for it.
A permit just
Yeah.
to put a tube bumper in
Yeah,
your car.
just it's that's just a silly example. Like I mean, it might even be something as silly as like, you know, the little shades that you put on your windows for rain guards and stuff.
That's
like
weird.
Like you have to apply for a permit for it. The thing in Italy, that sounds wild.
I know. I was like, wait, what? And it's like Lambo, like supercar heaven. You would think it would allow you to go wild, but I guess they just think OEMs know it best. And they just interesting. Germany, that one we all know. You have to get your car TÜV'd. Which
Yeah,
is like,
the TÜV.
mods to be approved by TÜV.
Yeah.
So changing the engine, exhaust, all of that.
Yeah.
Pretty much not allowed.
Unless it's on brand, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because we're doing a Mercedes. This is Ireland, but what are the laws like in Ireland? Because we're
Very
doing,
similar.
we're doing a swap, an M113 supercharged V8 swap
Into a 190.
into 190. So it can't be wild or something. Like, what were you saying?
No, I think it has to be of like the same era
Mm-hmm.
and the same brand, basically.
Oh, okay. That's
it's-
pretty
it's kinda
interesting.
weird.
Yeah. Huh. The same era and same brand. Okay.
So
That's
like
not
putting
too
a
bad then.
Mercedes engine in a Mercedes, I think is okay, but you can't put like a LS in it.
Wow.
Like it just wouldn't pass.
So you can't just put an LS and put a Mercedes badge on it?
I don't think.
Well, I mean,
Well,
you
I'm
can try.
sure you probably can, but
Yeah.
that'll be like one of those insurance things. Anything
Oh,
happens
okay.
and it's too
Yeah,
bad for you.
liability. Yeah.
They probably see through that.
So weird. And then we get through some. Also, this one is weird. It's like in Costa Rica, Burundi, Paraguay, Guatemala, Togo. This one is just a weird. This one is not a bad law. It's terrible. Drinking and driving is okay, even if your car is moving or stationary.
Oh yeah,
There's lots of places.
There's
There's states
even in
that
the
are like that.
states. In Texas, it's a thing,
Yeah, I
right?
think at one point in Texas, I don't know if it's like this anymore, because I saw people drinking, and I was like, "What the hell? Everyone's drinking beers around here." It's like
Just
and
driving, just
Mexico's
drinking beers.
Mexico's
Oh
the
my
same. You can drink and
gosh.
drive, you just can't drive drunk. So if you just want to crack a beer and drive home, you can.
That is insane.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, I don't even think in these countries, I don't even think drunk driving is even a thing. Like it's just considered
Well,
it's
'cause
just
when
an
we were in
accident.
Mexico, it was the same. You could get like drunk driving, but you're allowed to drink while driving.
That is just wild to
Yeah,
me.
Yeah, that's a tough one, isn't it?
What?
Which is crazy because when we were in Texas, there's like dry counties where you can't
Yeah.
drink at all.
Yeah, no. In the state that I was in Kentucky, in my county, Taylor County, it was a dry county for years. Like I think they phased it out. They were trying to phase it out right as I was leaving. I don't know if they succeeded yet, but like you couldn't buy alcohol in that county, so you have to go to the next county over, buy the alcohol, and bring it over to this county.
Yeah, I was in like
So
3 or 4,
weird.
and then like you had to have a drinking card.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What the hell?"
So
Like,
weird.
we were at some restaurant. She's like, "Do you have your drinking card?" I was like, "What?" Because earlier in the day, we were in a different county, and there's like tried to order. I think my boss tried to order a beer with his lunch, and they're like, "No, we don't serve alcohol here." He's like, "What? We're in Texas."
Yeah, I know.
And then the next one, you had to have a card.
Wow.
So you had to buy a membership. It was like $35 to get a card just to be able to buy some drinks.
That's pretty crazy.
And then the next day, people are driving around. They got handguns and drinking beers in their truck. You're like, this place,
Man, I love this place, bro.
this place is wild.
This is
I know.
sick.
It's pretty insane. And even in Kentucky, when they were trying to phase it out, it was a big deal. Like they had newspapers talking about it, of this is going to be the downfall of the county, of allowing beer into the. I'm like, you guys should chill. It's not going to be
Did you
bad.
ever see that commercial where they're like, when they first instituted seatbelts and stuff?
No.
And no more drinking and driving?
No.
The guy's like, this place has become like a communist country. You can't even have a beer on your way home after a hard day's work. And you think by today's standards how wild that is?
Yeah.
That
It's
is
so
insane
crazy.
that people, I don't even know.
Yeah, the
man.
mentality that's
It's
pretty
so
freaking
different.
ridiculous.
Oh,
Like maybe just wait till you get home, then have a drink.
I know. It's so interesting.
I think that would be a tough one. Like if you're like in law enforcement or whatever, like how do you manage that kind of thing? Like, how does that, okay, you see a guy drinking, man or woman, you see them drinking while driving, you're like, okay, cool. Now you got to watch real careful. Are they swerving? Are they drunk? I don't know.
I think that's that whole roadside sobriety test.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just see like a lot of like manpower sort of being wasted just sort of in that part of it. Like, I think that would be a little bit complicated. But I think those are probably the same communities that have the card, right?
Maybe.
So they could probably pull up just a couple of clicks on the computer. Okay, this person that owns this vehicle
was at Applebee's and he had 6 drinks.
Yeah, so most likely we should do a sobriety test.
Actually, smart though.
That's
so
what
like
it was
there's a thing.
Because I asked the lady, I was like, "Why do you have this?" And it's like because if you get pulled over, they can just look up your drinking card
That is so
and see how much
Right.
liquor you've bought,
Yeah.
or if you were out having drinks. So
Yo.
when we were literally at, I don't know what restaurant it was, maybe it was Applebee's, I have no idea. They just swipe your card based on, and everybody had to have their own.
That is actually smart.
So
Yeah,
they can just
there's-
look it up and be like, "No, man, you had 5 drinks at lunch. You're going jail."
Yo, okay, I
Yeah.
kind of like that actually.
Yeah, there's some things about it that definitely makes sense.
Feels very much like the man, but I mean, in theory,
if you're
it's a
saving
pretty
people's lives,
solid-
well,
I mean,
and it's a surefire way, so they're not lying. Oh, did you have 5 drinks? Nah.
Yeah, but you needed to buy liquor too.
some people
So it's
need to
like,
be
hey,
checked though, like some people need to have some
100%.
accountability.
Yeah.
Because like there's
You
a
know
lot of
somebody
people out
that's
there in the
had
world
5
that are just
DUIs.
5 DUIs. How do they still have a license?
Well, they didn't for a long time.
Oh
So.
my gosh. Well, yeah, there are a lot of
That's wild.
insane laws about cars. There is a whole list. If you want to hear more, let us know in the comments
yeah, or if you
below.
know of some.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're also going to talk about at some point, I'm going to have to do more research, but it's like the worst countries to be a car enthusiast. Germany might be an interesting one. I heard, what's the other country that Larry Chen did a video on? Not Malaysia. Singapore. Singapore is an
Singapore.
interesting one. But yeah, where it's
Yeah,
like
I think
very weird.
I know a little something about that. Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's interesting.
If
And
you
it's insanely expensive to have cars.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And the tax and
Yeah.
all of these things, and there's only like minimum amount of time that the cars are like you can't have it in the country for like 50 or 100 years, and you're restricted to when you can drive them and all of these.
How many you can even have?
Yeah.
We'll have to
Insane.
dive
More
deep
research,
on that.
But yeah.
So
if you know if that sounds interesting, just let us know in the comments below. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching this
Yeah.
video. Anything else?
That's it.
Awesome.
No.
Okay, we will see you later. Bye.